Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. May Elise Cannon. Today is Saturday, the 6th of September, 2025, 701 days. 701 days since the Hamas attacks on October 7th, nearly daily bombardment. An update from the last 24 hours. Gaza City is under attack. The Israeli military struck a high-rise building. It says it was used by Hamas. This was the second such strike on a high-rise building in the last 2 days. Reuters was told that it had been used as a shelter for those who were displaced. The death toll of the last 24 hours is 62 Palestinians. That includes 15 people who were seeking aid, food, and humanitarian assistance. The Gaza Health Ministry said that 6 people, including 1 child, died of hunger in the past 24 hours. According to officials, most of the fatalities were killed by Israeli strikes in the north of Gaza, particularly in Gaza City. The ministry added that 6 died of malnutrition over the same time period, including 1 child, as the number of fatalities from hunger has now risen to 382 people, including 135 children. According to the ministry's death toll, the total of those killed in the past 22 plus months is now 64,368 people who've been killed by Israel in Gaza. An additional 162,367 people have been wounded. The IDF announced a new humanitarian area that's being set up in Khan Yunis. They said there is essential humanitarian infrastructure that has field hospitals, water pipelines, and desalination facilities. There will be a continued supply of food, tents, medicines, and medical equipment in that area. The IDF Arabic language spokesperson, Avishai Adri, issued an evacuation notice to Palestinians in 4 different areas of Gaza City, specifically the Al Rulia building, called them to evacuate to the Mawasi area, which is the humanitarian zone in Khan Yunis. Many have said, that to call this a humanitarian zone where it's completely under military control, it could actually have borders around it, is nothing less than a contemporary concentration camp. That's not, those are direct quotes from people in Israel and in other parts of the world. In terms of the occupied West Bank, the Israeli civil administration said that they evacuated 2 Israeli citizens from Palestinian Authority cities. That was announced today on Saturday. The administration said they received a report regarding an Israeli who was shopping in a market of Kalkia and was subsequently removed from the area by the Israeli army. Later, Israeli forces also removed another Israeli citizen who was visiting the Palestinian city of Jericho. Both cities are considered Area A under the Oslo Accords, which means that ostensibly they should be under the full control of the PA. However, the IDF frequently conducts operations in those areas. Last month, a man from Nazareth with Israeli citizenship was killed by Israeli forces in Jericho. The IDF said that forces were conducting an operation in the area when they identified the victim, Abdallah Atiyat, approaching soldiers and presenting a threat. The IDF confirmed the forces shot at and hit Atiyat and that the incident is under investigation. The civil administration stressed that entering the territory of the PA is forbidden by Israeli law, and they said that those who enter are risking their own lives. In Israel, tens of thousands of Israelis are protesting in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and across the country for a hostage release deal and against Israel's plans to occupy Gaza City. The Hostage and Missing Families Forum stated on Saturday that they demand that Netanyahu deploy a delegation to the Gaza ceasefire talks to end the war and to return the hostages. The family of the Israeli hostage Alon Ohel approved the release of a photo of him from a video that was published by Hamas. This was the first sign of life of Ohel since his abduction in 2023. Israel police detained 9 demonstrators in the Israeli Arab city of Al-Kham who were protesting against the Gaza war. Israeli police detained 9 demonstrators in the Israeli Arab city of Al-Kham who were protesting against the Gaza war. Anat Angrest, the mother of hostage Matan, published a recording of a call that she received from a representative of the Israeli army warning her that her son is in life-threatening danger. As that recording was published, the IDF contact, said that the risk has become greater in recent days because of IDF activities before the maneuver, and he is trending in the direction of increasing danger as the maneuver intensifies. The Hostage and Missing Families Forum also thanked U.S. President Donald Trump for making every effort to fulfill his promise to return the hostages, and said the families expect Israel's government to show the same determination to bring home the hostages and end the war. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, the army of the country reportedly held talks with Hezbollah about the disarmament plan. The Lebanese government has a plan to disarm Hezbollah by confiscating its weapons and deploying the army across the country until full military sovereignty is restored in the state. This is according to political officials. The sources added that the preliminary meetings that took place between the Lebanese army chief and the Hezbollah representatives, the group emphasized that it does not seek a confrontation with the army, but rather aims to pursue a political struggle against the government. The Lebanese army chief, however, described that plan as unrealistic. Although the government approved a plan Friday night, the officials told President Joseph Aoun and Prime Minister Salam that the army would not be able to implement it at the pace that has been set forward by the United States. The army's primary role, according to him, is maintaining internal civil stability, not engaging in conflicts with political and military actors in Lebanon. He added that no timeline can be set due to the army's current economic condition. Meanwhile, internationally, in the UK, in London, 450 protesters were arrested at a rally that's backing that outlawed group. I've talked about this in past days. That group is called Palestine Action. In fact, I read a report that Reverend Sue Parfitt, an 83-year-old woman, was just arrested in London under the Terrorism Act, again, for a sign that said, "I oppose genocide, I support Palestine Action." Earlier this week, she said Palestine Action is not a terrorist organization. They damaged weapons used on Palestinians. London police arrested, as I mentioned, that's just a repeat, but they also said that 1,500 people took part in that demonstration. Spain's foreign minister, Jose Manuel Albaraz, backs removing the Israeli team from a cycling race because of pro-Palestinian protests. He said, "We need to send a message to Israel and Israeli society that Europe and Israel can only have normal relations when human rights are respected." In the U.S., the CENTCOM commander visited Israel, and he also met with the IDF army chief. This was just announced Saturday. So that's the commander of the U.S. Central Command, known by its abbreviation CENTCOM. His name is Admiral Brad Cooper. He visited Israel for the first time and met with the IDF chief of staff, Eyal Zamir. According to the army, the visit focused on the operational cooperation between the IDF and the U.S. military, maintaining regional stability in both nearby and distant arenas, and strengthening joint efforts to address the challenges and threats to the region. On Friday, President Donald Trump said that we are in very deep negotiations with Hamas over a hostage deal, and he added that he heard that some of the 20 hostages considered to be living had just recently died. That's an update today on this Saturday. Tomorrow, being Sunday, I'll give a bit of a devotion that we might keep our eyes on Christ, that we might not give up hope, that we would continue in our efforts towards peace and advocating for justice, that we would daily pray and work towards an end to the atrocities in Gaza, to end violence everywhere, and to comfort all who are suffering. May God go before us. In the name of Christ, amen.